Hello everybody, it is July 4th, 2020. We are at the mouth of the Montreal River. We are on the UP side. The other side of the Montreal River is Wisconsin. We're probably 200, 300 meters, 650 feet from Wisconsin. But we're here to show you the Freda Sandstone, because that's the project I'm working on. This is Lake Superior here. And you can see these cliffs behind me. You'll see these two colors, and I'll talk about them here in a second. But first I want to talk about the structure. Here we are on what is called the Montreal River Monocline. I've talked about, I'm going to make hand motions in cross-sectional view. I've talked about anticlines before, synclines before. This is a monocline. It comes like this. So it basically is level, dips steeply, then levels out. We are on the dipping steeply part. This monocline is huge. The beds here trend, strike is basically behind me, northeast. And as you can see, you can't really tell right here, but you can see the color variation. The beds dip 75 to 85 degrees. There was some cross bedding in the ground parts. So it's not, it undulates a little, but it's close to vertical. Right? On the Wisconsin side, from a distance, it's easier to see. So that's why the cliffs, you don't see ledges sticking out like this and undermining between, you don't see resistant ridges sticking out and softer units weathering out. You don't see that here. It's just this, because you're practically almost on a bedding plane. Up near the top is more closer to the bedding plane. So we are in the Mid-Continental Rift, and the Freda is the topmost formation of the Toronto group. I've already talked about the Copper Harbor, which is that conglomerate sandstone, and the Nunsuch Shale, and I've talked about the Freda before. This is the youngest of those units. I'm pulling detrital zircons for analysis here, because this is thick right here. We're going to go up the river and look at it in other places, and hopefully I'll record that too. But we've got to be really close to where the Jacobsville is. Maybe, I don't know for sure. There's nothing out there. So this monocline, it's even possibly slightly overturned in places, deeply dipping. This would have been caused, obviously the Freda was deposited, well, I've talked about this before, in streams, mostly graded streams, towards the Lake Superior Basin, the axis. But when it was being deposited, we're talking maybe a foot to 3 feet, so about a meter of relief every mile or kilometer and a half. There wasn't that much, but now the beds are almost vertical here. So there had to be compression to get that monocline. And the faults that bound the Mid-Continental Rift originally formed the basin, but there was compression after that, and they became reactivated. They went from normal to reverse fault. We are still in the Freda. We are south of where we just were. You can hear the falls. There's falls right there. There's also falls that direction. The good thing about this traverse, about following the river here, is since the beds are nearly vertical, and here, as you can see behind me, we are along strike. That is strike. Looking that way across the river is actually Wisconsin, and you can see the bedding planes. They're flat and they're relatively smooth. The good thing about most of the bedding on this stuff, even though some of it's cross-laminated, cross-bedded, is that it's pretty planar. There are ripple marks. We see them in some of the float, but there's not anything to write home about. But the good thing about being here and walking this, and these beds being tilted vertical, is that as you go from north to south along the river, the beds get older. Younging is towards Lake Superior, towards the northwest, essentially. So what happens is, as you walk from north to south along this river, looking at these rocks, going this way down section, it's kind of like walking through a cross section, a cut into the earth, without having to drill down or without having to connect a bunch of scattered outcrops. Because the outcropping here is pretty continuous. You just keep following it, and you're just getting into older and older rocks as you move from north to south. It's all Freda Sandstone. Freda is all we're probably going to look at today. But as you can see here, as opposed to the rocks at the last stop where you had lighter colored sandstones interbedded with more siltstones, if you will, the rock here is still sandstone interbedded with siltstone, except it tends to all be red. There's not a lot of that light pale color. There are some greens here. The siltstone does seem to dominate over the sandstone here, but you can tell the more sandy units because they tend to form the sticking out ledges, if you will. But I think that's pretty much it for right here. We're going to go that way and continue south into older and older rocks. Just real quick here, look at the rock here, and these protruding lighter colored units, those are dominantly our sandstone, and in between you'll see these redder shales, or siltstones, if you will, in between, and they are the minority here. The sandstone dominates, but what's really cool is you can kind of see how the bedding, the laminations, it's internally laminated, but you can see like curves within it and stuff. You can see a little bit there too. That's deformational. That's a stress. That's reflective of stressing. As this thing went from level to vertical, it would have moved more plastically than the harder sandstone. The harder sandstone could be thought of as like bread in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And there's your peanut butter and jelly in between. It would have deformed more readily than the harder sandstone. Look at the darker receding shales in between the protruding sandstones, and some of the contacts with the sandstone is green. Here's some pothole structures. There's one there. There's another one here. They form when a harder rock than this, which is the Freda, comes rolling down, tumbles, gets stuck in between two resistant beds, and just starts digging their way down into a less resistant bed. And the bigger the hole, the bigger the object that dug it. And sometimes they can still be found inside. I'm not sticking my hand in there, but I think I see it right there. It's the tool that dug it.